Cities at night versus cities during the day look so completely different to me that when I woke up the next morning and saw Venice in the sunlight, it felt like a completely new city to me. It was also really empty, weirdly empty. Like, it looked like just a seemingly insignificant city as opposed to what I know to be a tourist town. We went to St. Mark's Square and saw the Basilica of St. Mark, which was a beautiful church if I've ever seen one, and trust me, I've seen a lot at this point. We were up so early that the church wasn't open yet, and the bell tower wasn't open yet. There were hardly any tourists, and we were one of the first people to get in line for the bell tower, which cost €8, but I think the view was worth it. The disadvantages to not having Filiberto with us on this particular leg of our trip meant that we went into the Basilica with absolutely no historical background knowledge of it. And the moment when we all realized that all of the artwork was mosaics, just completely unbelievable. And then when I found out how old the church was, with the original structure of the church as it is today dating back to the 11th century, I just had another one of those moments, like, how? How could something so inconceivable exist in the world? After lunch, the tourists started showing up. And luckily for us, we were getting out of there in a couple of hours. But before we did, we wanted to take at least one trip on the water. But with gondolas being as expensive as they are, and taxis not being a whole lot better, we got tickets for the water bus. It was so weird to see people on the water bus who conceivably ride that every day, and it's just like a daily part of their life to just ride on this bus along the Grand Canal in Venice like it's nothing. It dropped us off at the train station, we got some gelato, and we were headed home. We spent a total of 18 hours in Venice, 3 of which were spent sleeping. So I'd say we got our money's worth. But still, it was a pretty quick trip. We thought the train ride home would be uneventful, and it was. We got a train with compartments. That was cool. We felt like we were totally going to Hogwarts.
Going to Hogwarts! She's less than enthused to be a witch.
That face will make it in 3 times.
Oh my god. But trouble struck again when we got to Civitanova, 1 stop away from being back home in Macerata. Turns out, the train we were going to take doesn't run on Saturdays. But that didn't stop us. We took a taxi, which, split between 5 people, wasn't as bad as it could have been. I was just glad to be home and to get some sleep.
Alright, sitting here in Venice, looking like a menace. Been here for a day and I left it with a kiss. Bet I surely saw it all, bet I surely saw it all. Sitting on a gondola. No, I didn't break the law. No, I didn't break the law. Oh wait.
I did.
Yeah, we did.